bouncing off the neighbors. Whether homegrown or imported, we feeling shorted, cause we waiting on our paper. So next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Yeah, you don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the motor city, nothing is as pretty as the hustle. You don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the motor city, everything ain't pretty but it's love though. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet. Yeah.
What's up? Oh, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Spike Kool-Aid for 2000. I'm sorry, what day is it? Cinco de Mayo. It is May the 5th, 2023. I was going to have a special guest on today, but he is always late. This man would be late to his own funeral. It's all good. We will hook up later on. What's up, everybody? Man, it is the beginning of the end. What's up, Braylon? Robbins Nest, the NFL kid, says didn't go to school today. Why? Lions Nation. What's up, Bonzilla? J Mommy in the building. Orlando. NFL, bruh. I know, man. The NFL season, we have, check this out. I couldn't hook up, so I'll do this. Hey, Siri. And now she's not going to cooperate. Hey, Siri.
Mm-hmm.
How many days until September 10th? Oh, she said it just 2 seconds ago. 128 days until the season begins, man. I said, oh my God. But that's okay. That's okay because we will occupy our time doing something productive throughout the summer. You want to lose weight? Here's your chance. You want to start eating right? Here is your chance. You want to cut the grass and do some landscaping? Here is your chance because we have 128 days to go before the NFL season begins. But we do have August, and August will give us a little something. So let's cut a month off of that and say we got 98 days. We got 98 days. My school had a whoa. Okay then. Well, I'm glad that that worked out. Yeah, Bonzilla, that's a long time, man. We got a long time, and we gonna get through it together. We're gonna get through it together. We might have to cut down to one show, man, because it's gonna be That means nobody out there. It's gonna be no information. It's gonna be nothing to talk about, man. So we might have to cut the show down to twice a week and then once a week during the summer. I don't know, man. I don't know how, man. But we got a couple things to talk about today. There's always Tigers games to get me through it. You know, that would be awesome if I watched. But what we could do to kind of quench our football thirst, okay, is the USFL has returned. I want to say that is the XFL over? The XFL might be over. But then the USFL is just begun. And that is going to be over 4th of July weekend, okay? And right around that time is when nothing is happening in the National Football League. And then we kind of brace for impact. And then August, man, here we go. Here we go. Man, oh, man. Okay, XFL Championship is still going on. Okay. But, man, we got a long time to go, bruh. I don't know what it is. Man, if the Lions won a Super Bowl, I don't know how we'd be able to function the next day, like the year after that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how would we function the year after the Lions won the Super Bowl? I almost canceled today's show simply because it ain't nothing to talk about. It's a little bit to talk about. It ain't a lot, though. It ain't a lot. And as far as anybody asking about why does the comment section take 12 hours to appear, I don't know. Not the comment section, the live chat. I think that this stream processes for 12 hours. I don't know why, but the live chat will not show up until the stream finishes processing. And I know when that happens because I always get an email about the songs that I use. Nick says, summer goes by fast. Well, I could watch Phineas and Ferb, man. The Phineas and Ferb movie, the one they did recently. Get me through the summer, man. But I got some life news real quick before we get started, man. The kid is going back to school in September. So we got to figure the show might be bumped up to 1:30 to 2:30 so I can go get him from school. And yeah, I think that's the only major change that's going to take place during the season as of right now. But we got a few things to talk about. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. There's a wide receiver that our guy Brad Behrman, who, by the way, I'm trying to get on the show, still ain't saying nothing to me on Twitter. There's a wide receiver that he talks about that the Detroit Lions could trade for. I don't know why we would trade for this wide receiver, seeing as how we just signed like $1 billion in undrafted free agency. We also got to talk about Brad Holmes' interview with Tim Twentyman yesterday. And if you had any doubts about this draft or anything like that, or you might as well forget about it because Brad Holmes knows what he's doing. And I got to say this thing. NFL Kid says, by the way, the Panthers are going to play the Chiefs in Germany next year. Yes. I knew it wasn't going to be us because we haven't played in Arrowhead in almost 20 years or 20 years. And it would have been another 10 before we played. So we will not have to deal with Germany this year, but we are probably going to have to deal with it next year. If the Panthers won a Super Bowl, I wouldn't care if we went 17-0 the next year. NFL Kid, that's quite a commitment, man. See, you got your whole life ahead of. I'm in my 40s, man. So I want to see continuity. I want to see consistency. I want to see my team dominate for 5 to 10 years. I want to see my team be the next New England Patriots, man. But out of just some old recap news, man, DeAndre Swift decides he's going to wear the number 0 in Philadelphia. And that's really it, man. That is really it, bro. If you're a content creator, this is like the beginning of the end because this is when the content gets super duper scarce. So I have some ideas of what I'm going to do, try and fill the void for the next really, it really begins now, but sometimes you can get through it because of the draft, like people, I don't understand, man. We've been talking about this for the last week. Why people hate the Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, they hate our picks. Even Lions fans, they despise our picks, man, and I don't understand why. And I've been not trolling people, but if I see a creator and they have us on their thumbnail and they're grading our draft, I will say something to them. I will say something in their comment section because they think they know our team, but they don't. They do not. So we found out that the LA Rams, I want to say the LA Rams called about DeAndre Swift. I'm not sure if there's any validity to that rumor, but I believe that there is. 1021 in the building says, because they think they know best, armchair GMs. Yeah, I think, all of us are armchair GMs, but I think for like the people who talk about it on YouTube that that is their team. We like eat and breathe this team, man. You know what I'm saying? So we do a lot of extensive research before, and that's how I come to the conclusions that I come to. Holmes draft grades, the only ones that count. I agree. All right, so let's get through it, man. It's going to be a tough couple of weeks, bro. It's going to be a tough couple of weeks. And like I said, we might wind up going down to one show. Man, probably sooner than later. One show a week because it's going to be stiff. It's going to be stiff out here. It's hard out here, man. It's 3 dead months. It's really after the draft. It's May, June, and July. And it's like this calm before the storm. So we just going to be kind of fetching for stuff right now. But I wonder why, if that's why this article came. And we might as well talk about it since there ain't nothing else to talk about, really. And that is, could the Detroit Lions use another wide receiver? And I feel like we have an overabundance of wide receivers. I know you never can have too many, but your team can only hold so much. You've got the 53-man roster. You have the practice squad of 16. And we did, in our show that we did on Wednesday, we came to the conclusion that there are room for 2 or 3 wide receivers on the Detroit Lions as far as the practice squad. So there's not going to be more than that, we assume. And our guy, man, who we always bring up on this show, Brad Behrman from FanSided. He talks about a trade for a wide receiver. And again, this could be because of the dry period. We call this the dead zone when it comes to the NFL season. Believe it or not, the NFL season does not stop. It's just more times it's more relevant than others. You have leading up to the draft, free agency, and of course during the season. And then there's this period between May and July when not a lot is happening. And I wonder if that's where this came from. But he brings out, could the Detroit Lions trade? And this might be from Pro Football Network. Maybe it wasn't even his idea. Could they trade for Van Jefferson from the LA Rams? And I don't see why we would do this. Van Jefferson was a second-round pick in 2020. We know about Brad's connection with the Rams. I just don't see why we would do it. The only thing that I could see is the connection between Brad and the Rams. Anytime a Ram is mentioned, it's going to come back to Detroit. We even heard that DeAndre Swift could have been traded to the LA Rams. I don't know how true that is. But Van Jefferson was a 2020 second-round pick, so he came out with DeAndre Swift. He was actually drafted the same round as DeAndre. And just like DeAndre, he's making little to nothing this year. His contract, what he would get this year, is $1.78 million. Now, that is probably right around what we're getting from what we're paying Khalif Raymond. So I don't see why we would do this. And then there's something else I want to talk about that happened yesterday that is in line of another receiver as to why I don't think we would do this. This, to me, doesn't make a whole lot of sense because we have Chase Cota, we have Keaton Thompson, we've got Antoine Green, our 7th-round pick. We have an overabundance of wide receiver, and we can only carry so many. Now, on the flip side of that, wide receivers are probably going to get hurt, just like every other position in the National Football League. And last year, we lost Josh Reynolds. We lost St. Brown for a game or two. So I don't think you can ever have too many bodies. But I also believe that there's only so many bodies the team can hold. Playing GM on Madden is different. No way Rams give him up, says Robin's Nest. Way too cheap for them to keep. Rams are bleeding money, and they will keep the cheaper options so they have funds to build back up. It would be stupid. They ain't the Browns. Nick says, we got 11 receivers on the current roster, and we're only going to take 6 into the 53-man. And the five that's left over are not going to be on the practice squad. We're not going to keep six. I say 2, 3 tops. Grit says, I don't see any trades happening before the trade deadline. Our record will determine if and what we trade. Yeah, I think Brad Holmes got his guys. And if there was any kind of need for a wide receiver, I feel like that he filled up that need. He filled that need in free agency. I mean, we signed at least 2. Chase Cota, I think it was 3. So I don't think this happens, but, this is not a knock on Brad. You can never have too many bodies on your team. So it is quite possible that Brad entertains this, but I don't think it's going to be a thing. Speaking of wide receiver, we brought a wide receiver in for a tryout. Well, we're bringing him in for a tryout. Darius Shepard. This guy has been around the NFL, and he's only been in the league since 2019. In 2021, Darius Shepard, you ready for this? He was on the practice squad of 4 teams. 4 teams. He never made an NFL roster in 2021. He has 1 catch, if I'm not mistaken. But the reason that the reason that Darius Shepard was brought in for, or will be coming in to try out for the Detroit Lions, is because he won XFL Special Teams Player of the Year. And yes, we do still have Trinity Benson. I don't know how Trinity Benson keeps making this roster, man. He just does. He sticks around, and every time we cut him, we go back and get him. He's been bouncing between us and Denver for the past 2 years. We cut him. Denver picked him up. Then we snatched him back off the practice squad. TB got some dirt on their organization. Oh, Trinity Benson. It would be nice to still sign a vet defensive end. I don't know, man. I don't know what we're going to do. I feel like Brad Holmes, he did his thing. And we got to talk about Brad too, man, because I'm actually, after I get off this show, I got to make a video on my other channel. And it's probably going to be about Brad Holmes, because Brad Holmes, we got to talk about, man. And I know we're probably going to be talking about this for the next 128 days. Oh, it seems so long. It seems so long, man. This has to be the longest offseason that it's prepping to be the longest offseason I've ever experienced. I've been on this platform for 5 years talking to Detroit Lions, and it gets faster and faster. Like last offseason was like lightning. Before I knew it, it was gone. And I mean, it's already been almost 4 months since we've seen Lions football. Can y'all believe that? Can y'all believe that? 4 months. It'll be 4 months Sunday since we've seen Detroit Lions football. That doesn't even seem real. And we still have another 4 to go. And that's why during the season that I'll be so mad at people talking about tanking, because why would you want to tank when football is so precious? Derek, I was wondering if any of your listeners may be in cities that the Lions will play this year. If someone can host a city, I would do it for where I am. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are, man. They're everywhere. They are everywhere. But like I said, I plan to go to at least 4 road games, and I want to I'm going to get in Saturday. This is what I would love to do. I would love to get in Saturday, do some type of meet and greet. And then Sunday, go to the game, hit a local establishment, and have a post-game show from there, and then I'll fly home Sunday. Once it hits July, then the summer will go by very quickly. So, see, Braylon, that kind of doesn't count, bro, because July is like, I mean, we have training camp. So the toughest months to get through is really June. You know what I'm saying? And then you think about it like this. Your kids are about to get out of school, right? Kids get out of school in about a month. They're done. And when the season starts, they're literally going back to school. That week that the season starts, they're back in school. Grit says tanking is quitting. It's a loser's mentality. I don't think we're going to – I don't think people are going to be saying that this year. Because remember we were talking about – people were talking about tank for Carter and Carter and number one, and they were mad and all that stuff. Man, losing sucks. Why would you want to lose anything? Grit says 3 weeks and mine's done with school. Yes. Ours gets out the second or third weekend. I'm sorry, the first or second week in June. They get about 10 weeks. My son is going to 8th grade. And, man, that's going to be crazy. Why would we tank? Because people are losers. That's why. That is why. But if you haven't watched the interview with Tim Twentyman and Brad Holmes, it was great. And you can see the excitement from Brad, man. Brad was super stoked. When you start talking about the draft, Brad is stoked. You can tell he used to be a scout. You can tell he used to, and he said he misses it. Like this was a week ago. He said he misses being on the road. He misses the hotel life. And because these scouts, you know what? Matter of fact, let's give it up for the scouts, man. Let me give a round of applause to the scouts because the scouts are out there. They're out there, man. They spend 9 months scouting at least. I guess we tanked when we went 0-16. Yeah, that was the worst, man. That was the worst, D-Town. I am going to the KC game. Let's get a group. Okay, Stanley? So here's the deal with KC. Okay? And I know it ain't much Lions talk, man, but it ain't much to talk about, man. Like, it is a struggle. This is the most dreaded part of your Detroit. If you talk NFL football, this is the beginning of the most dread. It's always been like this. So we are struggling. We're struggling right now. We don't have no information. We can't make videos if we don't have any information. Our scouts are amazing. That's facts, Bill. If the NFL had Friday night football instead of Thursday night football, it would be much easier for me to watch. Yeah, NFL kid, that's because you got school the next day, man. All right, so I guess we can talk about, I don't know, man. It literally is nothing out here. So y'all can throw stuff in the comment section, or we can just chat it up about the future of our team. The schedule comes out Thursday. I'm excited about that. Wondering what the Lions will have in store. Last year, they used the Detroit urban survival tactic dude, who I think his 15 minutes of fame is ended. That was hilarious. I'm going to buy my tickets to the indoor games next week. We need Brad to do it. I know, Bill. I think it's kind of cool. Like, everything Brad say, we kind of hang on because he disappears during the season. It's funny because during the season, it's like, Dan. We got so much. I mean, they get in front of the media on Tuesday. Then the coaches get in front of the media on Wednesday or something. It's just a well-oiled machine. And this is why this is why Brad is on this photo. Because, wait a minute, what does his lanyard say? The draft starts in something. In Mobile, Alabama? That's crazy. Commanders release center Chase. Okay, so they released him. I saw that they were. Wow. Okay, I'll be in L.A. to watch the Chargers-Lions. Okay, D-Town, do you live in Cali, bro? What's up, Volcano? What's up, big dog? Good to see you over here, my man. I know somebody brought up Chase Young. It would be sad to see Chase Young follow the footsteps of Jeff Okudah, but right now his fifth-year option is not picked up. So if he balls out, Washington could tag him or let him walk. Yeah, but Chase Young could be a free agent next year. And just like that, he's playing for his career. Isn't that insane? Oh, so you're visiting. Okay. Really, to be honest, really, it's best not to have any Lions news for a while. That would likely mean someone did something stupid. Yeah. Yeah, it would be. It would be. But this is my time to kind of regroup and figure out, anything I need to work on, my other channels, and rearranging furniture in the studio area, stuff like that. That's why I'm really going to try to use this time to build up that studio area, because when the season hits, I want to do some stuff, do some live shows from at a different angle. So I'm excited. But I do plan to go to a few games, and if I'm there, we're going to have to do a real quick meetup, man. I'm going to plan all this stuff before we get there. It'll be like I come in Saturday, and so here's how this is going to work. Next Thursday, I got a credit card already opened up. I got to chop it up with It's Too Easy. Let me know if you know about It's Too Easy, and him and Eric and Katie. They go to every single game, every single Detroit Lions game, even the preseason games. They go to them. And I started talking to him, asking him, like, how do you do this? Because that's commitment right there. So I'm going to Green Bay is going to be a little weird because I plan to drive there. I didn't plan to fly there, so that's going to be a little weird. Bill says, you think NFL is going to load us up with away games while J-Mo is out? You know what? That's a good question. I'm going to say no. I'm more worried about the primetime games, though. I'm more worried about that than anything else. The Green Bay Jets. I know, bro. I want to go to Lambeau. I never got to see Aaron Rodgers. I never got to see Brett Favre. I want to go, though, so we'll see. Yes, the schedule comes out Thursday. So we're going to do a live show. We'll be live for our Thursday show on Detroit Lions Syndicate. We're probably going to go live right at maybe 7:45 and talk about it. I'm going to react to it live. I'm going to try not to watch anything, not to get anything spoiled at all. So if anyone knows what the schedule is, because it always I think they leaked 7 games before the schedule released, and I don't want any of them. So I'm going to turn off my notifications on Wednesday because I don't want anything spoiled. The Lions should get more Sunday night football games. I would prefer Monday, to be honest. But I think Sunday counts as prime time, I believe, so we probably will get those as well. All right, so I am going to 5 games right now as it stands. I'm going to buy my tickets immediately. So, like, when I get off the live stream of the schedule release, I'm going to buy the tickets. So the way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to splurge on transportation's first, accommodations second, and tickets third. Because last time when I went to LA in 2021, I wanted to go to a game last year, but I didn't make it. I went to LA in 2021, and I didn't splurge on travel. So I had a connecting flight. I flew from DTW to Colorado, and was in the airport for 6 hours, and they kept delaying my flight. And then I was one of the last. Our flight was one of the last to leave. And then when I got to LA, my ride had to work. So I was like, man, go ahead, go home, go to sleep. And I wind up having to take an Uber to the Airbnb. So I will not be chintzy on travel. People drinking that Kool-Aid, so we are getting at least 5 national televised games. Okay, D-Town. Does that include Thanksgiving? And how many games, what day of the week would you prefer games on? I only see us getting one Thursday. The NFL can have you play twice on Thursday now. So I only see us getting one of those. Would you prefer Monday or Sunday? Me, I would prefer Monday night. Monday night is still on cable, and that's going to be lit. That is going to be lit. CJ, who you think Tennessee starts at quarterback next year? Ooh, that's a good. Did y'all hear that? Malik Willis? Malik Willis is could be going to the Seattle Seahawks. I don't know why. Now that the trade is over, I'm not sure why they would do that. Mhm. I'm cool with either. Man, but you know what, y'all? I think it's going to be a good year. I do. Who else is getting like Super Bowl vibes? I'm just like, I don't know, man. I'm getting winning. I'm getting winning. I feel like Jared Goff is going to be here for a long time. And I'm hearing from a lot of Lions fans that Hendon Hooker is going to be number 2. Like, he doesn't even have a shot at number 1. Also, do you think that the Teddy Bridgewater offer still stands? I think that it does not. I don't see why. We brought in Adrian Martinez. We've got Nate Sudfeld. We've got Hendon Hooker. We've got Jared Goff. I don't see why we would pay Teddy Bridgewater anything, to tell you the truth. That's just my opinion. I wouldn't. I don't think he has a chance to be on this team. That's just my thoughts. Lions have a chance to make it to the bowl. Yeah, we got a lot of work to do, man. Winning the North would be first. That would guarantee us a home playoff game. We get that home play. I'm feeling that to happen this year. I feel like we're going to win the North and win our first playoff game in 30 years. I know we haven't won anything, but it sure feels like we have. Gary, that's facts. That's facts. And I feel like the winning is coming. Hooker will be Q until at least mid-season, then get some reps, special packages. Next year, they may let him compete with Goff. Well, they're not going to have a choice, really, Bill, unless they extend him already. Because this time next year, Jared Goff will either be extended or he won't. I don't think Jared Goff won't play if he doesn't get a contract extension. He doesn't seem like that type of dude. I mean, he's made enough money for him and his family his entire lifetime. But I feel like he's not the type of cat that's going to hold any type of demands. He's going to want to get an extension. You know what I'm saying? We won keeping Green Bay out the playoffs at Lambeau. That was fantastic. That was like the best feeling ever. So, I don't know, man. I think that we are going to I think we're going to win the North and a playoff game. We're going to win the North, which will guarantee it's going to be so many firsts this year. We win the NFC North, which guarantees a home playoff game. We win our first home playoff game, and that will double as the first playoff game won since Barry Sanders. Like, how crazy is that, man? I think all 3 of those things happen this year. I would trade a 7th-round pick from Malik Willis. Yeesh. Yeah, but Nick, do we need him, though? We don't need him. We do not care. I woke up super early today. I don't have that same energy, man. It's going to be a long day. Today and tomorrow are my long days at work. Oh, I'm not looking forward to it. I need a nap, man, but ain't nobody got time to sleep, man. So here's what we're going to do, man. We are going to, this year, this week, and this month, it might be some stuff to get us through, but what we'll do is we will probably wind up cutting this down to Monday. Let me see. Maybe, okay, Nick is on Tuesdays. Oh, I got some bad news, man. I meant to tell y'all, bro. So, I talked to David Pike, a.k.a. Detroit Lions Forum, and he has a lot of stuff going on. So he has decided that he is going to part ways with Syndicate Sports Detroit, which kind of sucks, but I understand. We had a great brief time working together, and the invitation is always there for him to return, but he had too much going on, just became too much to juggle. So we are branching out, trying to get some more creators on this channel. So I got to go hard. So that's probably what I'll do. I'll go a little hard in the offseason, trying to patch up and do every little thing, because once the season starts, man, it's going to be wham, bam. Everything is on this structure. Granted, 10-hour days. Yes, he should never play last year. He's a project. The upside will be worth it. Yeah, I mean, for a 7th round pick, yeah. Yeah, I do that. Yeah, no, everything's still good. Everything, but you notice you haven't seen him in a while because he had to step out. He had to step away for a little bit. And so I talked to him last week and he was just like, yeah, it'd probably be better. And I was like, okay, man, so it's all good. It's all good. He's still doing his channel. So Detroit Lions Forum is still going on. But when you're doing this YouTube thing, man, it's hard to juggle all this content. It is very hard. Y'all have 1, 2, 3. I have like 5 channels, and it's hard to keep up with them. So I could only imagine what it is. Yeah, man, I appreciate that, bro. I really appreciate that. So yeah, it's gonna be. So it's a lot of work that needs to be done. I want to be the best in this space, and when I say the best, I mean like the best show. I want to give y'all that professional experience. So yeah, my goal this year is to get out in front of some people and eventually, man, take this show on the road. Take the show in the road. Yeah, Volcano, you and me both. Anthony Ritten. Okay, so Anthony Ryder. So Anthony Ryder is cool. I started to reach out to him, but I know he's in college. And yeah, he really, Anthony Ryder, I think he wants to be in this business. What's up, Patrick? Welcome back, my man. I think Anthony wants to be in this business, man. I think that's what he's going to school for. So, yeah, he's been a thought. There's some other people, too, I've been taking a look at, trying to get some people to talk Pistons and Red Wings and Tigers and all that stuff. This was never intended to be a Lions-only channel. So, yeah, a lot of work to do, but this is when I use this time because what you'll notice is every creator that's been in this space that talks football, there's a window of just nothingness. It is May, June, and July. And even though you have, it's still something happening. But y'all are like the diehard fans. The casual fans have checked out. They're thinking about Disney World and all that stuff. And then in July, everyone goes on vacation from the middle of June to the start of training camp. All the beat writers, the reporters, and all them stuff, even the coaches, everybody's on vacation. So there's nothing out there. There's nothing to talk about. And so I have an idea of what I'm going to do during that time. I'll start probably looking at some film, and I'm going to call these things fan breakdowns, not film breakdowns. And we'll be looking through probably different plays of the season, stuff that I liked. We can't look at anything with DeAndre Swift because he's gone. But it's been like this for 5 years. When this time hits, it is nothing there. He needs to get his sub. You know what? So listen, if y'all want me to reach out to him, I can. I'll reach out to him and see if he wants. But he might be super busy. You and David are the only Lions YouTube channels I trust completely. Yeah, that's because we don't have an agenda. Well, okay. Let me be clear. Not everyone has an agenda. I'll just leave it at that. I don't mean to put everybody in the same basket. Not every Lions creator has an agenda. I'll just put it like that. But I appreciate that. Appreciate that. 60. I was about to say 69. I need to take a nap. 619 says, "Oh man, you are by far the best creator for Detroit. Being honest about things too. I'm a fan of both of you. I appreciate that. Yeah, you can be fans of everyone. That's cool, man. There's no written rule, no Bible that says you have to like one creator. That's, if you like one, that's perfectly fine, man. Look, this is how dead it is. We talking about Lions creators. But y'all got any questions for Lions or whatever? I think the offense will be more pass heavy. I think we will too because we don't have a bell cow. Do y'all think we got a bell cow on the Detroit Lions? You know what I would like to see? I know we won't do this because we've already signed a running back. But I would not be mad, man, if we brought in Kareem Hunt. We do not have a bell cow. I don't think he's a bell cow either, but he's a little, he got that Jamal Williams kind of trait. And I think that's, along with Jamal Williams and his personality, I'm going to miss, because no matter what you say about Jamal, man, he was a bruiser. That's his job. Your shoes are cool because they are like a Lions fan hangout. Yes, and that was the whole point, Mr. William. What's up, Lions Fan Express? What's up, big dog? Says what up, though? The key to successful season is defense. AG shouldn't have any excuses for how the D performs. Not anymore. Not anymore, but he probably won't get fired, though. Our closest to a bell cow is David, really, and Gibbs is the slasher with a deep receiver ability. Yeah, man, Nick, you know good and well Craig Reynolds ain't no bell cow, man. You know that, bruh. You know that, bruh. Netflix would be glad if he make the team. So I asked this question yesterday. Do you think that the 53-man roster, do you think the complete roster is on the team now? Meaning is part of the team. The Detroit Lions have over 90 people on their roster right now. Do you believe that all 53 men that's going to make up that roster are on the team now? Or do you think somebody else is coming from somewhere? What's up, C-Pool? What's going on, my man? Just talking about I don't have the cricket sound on the soundboard. Otherwise, I would play it. Today, feel extra crickets, man. I wish there were 60, man. Montgomery played great with a trash line. Yes, he did. What's up, Sam? What's going on, man? Oh, man. All right, y'all. Well, it ain't many people. It ain't much to talk about. Absolutely, yes, but Brad loves a deal. Yeah. It's kind of funny how many people are still out there. We talked about just a few things, man. Van Jefferson being mentioned with the Lions and all that other stuff. I don't think we do that. We have not way too many receivers, but we have enough already. Possibly they could still see who gets cut from other teams. Patrick, that is true. I keep forgetting about that. But here's the thing about that, though. The cuts are all happening in one day, right? Or maybe over 2 days. They're not the gradual, 10 people cut here, 7 people cut here, and then the 23 after the last preseason game. Nick says we got $15 million in cap after the rookies were signed, so there's room to get a couple of guys. All right, what position? D tackle? Does Levi stick around? I don't know, man. Yeah, don't worry, KD. Nobody did, bro. It's Friday. It's 70 degrees here in Michigan. People are outside having a good time. Just haven't really had much to talk about, man. Just updating on my travel plans for the games and next week and stuff like that. Braylon with the dono. Appreciate that, man. Says, we'll make better use of Jefferson than the Rams did. Yeah, the Rams are in. I don't know what the Rams are doing. Okay, Nick says corner. Really? So, Nick, you still think we need a corner, even though we picked up some in free agency, undrafted free agency. A corner, huh? Isn't it one on the market that just got cut not too long ago? And you know what I be telling you about, man? Remember I told you that Marcus Peters. Remember I told you that he wasn't going to be on this team? I told you that he the people that's still there are still there for a reason. Is there a coach that can take Dan Campbell in a wrestling match? That's funny. I'm going to see the Tigers playing St. Louis tomorrow. What's the Tigers' record right now? Brent, no, I was bringing up how I think the dead season contributes to a lot of, I don't want to say fluff content because we all been guilty of fluff content if you're a creator, but Brad Behrman from Fansided was talking about Van Jefferson and trading for him. And while I think you can never have too many receivers, I think we have too many people on the, we're like 90-something men. And we signed 3 or 4 undrafted free agents. We got Chase Cota. We got Keaton Thompson. I think we have another one as well. And we only will keep 2 or 3 on the practice squad. So right now you're talking about Tom Kennedy, Antoine Green making number 6. And that's Quintez Cephas was not going to make this team. So it's kind of it's good for him. He got cut really well. He is out the NFL for a year, but he wasn't going to make this team. The competition is fierce for that 6th spot. It is fierce. The only saving grace for one of these guys is Jameson Williams being out for 6 weeks. Tigers, 13-7. You know what I would like to see? Since this is Miggy's last year, I would like to see them make the playoffs, even if they got beat down. But the baseball playoffs are hard, man. There's like no room for error. Isn't it only 4 teams from each conference that make the playoffs in baseball? It's like the division winners and then one wild card. Baseball, man, don't play. They got all them games, and they don't play no games, man. The Tigers need to sweep the Cardinals, and Tigers will be the first in their division. Wow. At 13, so what place are the Tigers now? I know they just won 5 in a row not too long ago. Okay, so they got 6. So is the wild card 2 teams or 1? Baseball too slow. I think it's better with the pitch clock. With the pitch clock, it's just like a shot clock. I was watching some at the bar. Went to go pick up an order, and I was watching something at the bar. I was like, "Ooh, I like this. I like this." So baseball has 6. So so what is it? 4 divisions and 2 wild cards? Grit, are you going to do the NBA playoffs this year? No, Volcano. That was only 1 year, man. That was the first year I was trying to see what my endurance was on how long could I stream. Tigers are in 3rd out of the division. Man, that pitch clock is amazing. Absolutely. Absolutely. Baseball is dead to me. Why? I got in trouble, man. I tell this story all the time. So my ex-wife, the year we got married, this you talking about, like, I don't believe in karma and stuff like that. I believe in reaping what you sow, which is the same but different. So I believe in things happen the way they're supposed to. But how weird is this, y'all? I know that this is not Detroit Lions related, but who cares, man? We don't have nothing to talk about. So the year that I got married to my first wife, the Tigers were in the World Series. They lost. So we were in Mexico, and I'm watching the Tigers in Spanish because it's Detroit. They're in the World Series. Man, I'm going to watch. Of course I'm going to watch. So, they lost. I can't remember who they lost to. But how's this for like irony? So the year we divorced, guess who's in the World Series? The Detroit Tigers. Talk about book-ending. Come on, man. You couldn't even write that. Tigers need to win the next 4, and the Twins need to lose the next 4, then we at top. Yeah, but can you hold it? Can you hold that? You got a long way to go, man. I would like to see them send Miggy off on a high note, though. You knew that day was going to come where he had to go. And it's kind of sad, but we all got to move on, man. Grill, will you be watching the Pistons next year? I don't know, man. The Pistons, I have fallen out of love with them. I haven't watched the Pistons in 15. Well, I watched when they got blew out in the playoffs against the Milwaukee Bucks a couple years ago, but I haven't watched them since Chauncey Rip, since 2008. That's the last time I gave a hoot about the Pistons, man. I used to love the Pistons, but I didn't give a hoot about them after that. Yep. All right, y'all. So here is the deal. We're gonna try to keep our schedule, but I know y'all ain't gonna really miss me like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm only one man trying to run a business. So starting next week, we are going to. Okay, let's do this now. For the next 3 months or 2, what days should we go live? Should it be with Spike Kool-Aid? It can't be Tuesday because Nick goes Tuesday. So should it be, can't be Thursday because I go live on Thursday on my other channel? Because I was thinking about Friday and Tuesday, or it also could be just one day a week. I could go live on maybe Mondays or Fridays or something like that for the next week. I mean, for the next 2 months. And then we'll swing. So if you're watching this on playback, here is the goal for this channel. I am currently, during this time that it's kind of like the official, because to me, the draft officially ends 2022, the 2022 season, even though it ended officially in March. For me, the draft ends that. And then for honestly, the football season is like 10 and a half months, and it's only 6 weeks. I would say from mid-June to the middle, like the end of July, is the downtime. So this is when you really have a break. So I'm going to try to find other creators to talk different sports. That's going to be my number one goal. Okay, Friday for the week's recap. Okay, that's what we'll do then. We will start next week. So Nick will be on Tuesday. I will get on Fridays throughout the month of May and June. We'll have a 1 week, one show per week until, because today was worse than I thought. It was, man, I started, and I think it's because I'm tired too, but I'm like, bruh, when you see stuff and there's nothing there, like people, it's tough. The draft was the highest excitement that we were going to have for a long time. So what we'll do, here's what we'll do. The schedule comes out next Thursday. We'll go live, and we'll go live Friday, and we'll talk about Friday. We'll talk about the entire week. We'll do that May, June, and probably into July. So that'll be the new, until I get other content creators who can talk about different things. Basketball isn't the same. Too many whistles. Most seem ridiculous. Getting one for looking at the official the wrong way. Maybe if the Pistons get better. You know what, Jay? And that's where I'm at. Like, I've fallen out of love with the Pistons. So I watch the playoffs sometimes because it's exciting. Just come on, watch that going on in the Pistons. Yeah, it's nothing to talk about with the Lions. So we're going to turn this to a once a week. We're going to do a show Fridays at 2. When the season comes back, we'll probably go back to 3 days a week. It'll be a ton of stuff to talk about. The show will be bumped up to probably 1:30 because I got to pick up the kid from school. He's in middle school. He gets out, 3? I want to say they get out like 3:10, somewhere around there. So if I get off at 1:30, it's like 2 miles from me. I'd be able to zip up there and pick him up. Nick will still be on Tuesday. David Pike is no longer with Syndicate Sports Detroit for the time being. He could come back later on, just too much stuff. He's got some life things going on as well, but he's still doing Detroit Lions Forum. I am on the hunt for other content creators to talk different things. So this is just the start. I think this channel is only 8 months old. 8 months. Oh, yeah. No, wait. It's 7 months old. So we've come a long way in 7 months. And no, I went to McKenzie. 93 to 97. So that's what that is. But if you want to keep up with me, you can catch me on Detroit Lions Syndicate, making videos over there every day. Yeah, and I will keep up with the community tab. I feel like I'm saying goodbye, man. I feel like I'm leaving or something. But yeah, man, because it's gonna be tough out here. And now trying to run all these channels is even tougher. So that's how that's gonna be. So we will be on next Friday at 2 p.m. I will put up a community post as well that the shows will be for the next 2 months. We'll be live on Fridays. Catch me on Detroit Lions Syndicate every day. We will be on next Friday talking about the schedule. So I will see you then. Go Lions. Peace.
Hello, good morning. Horns is blowing, and I'm pissing off the neighbors. Whether homegrown or imported, we feeling shorted, cause we waiting on our paper. So next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet. Yeah, you don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the motor city, nothing is as pretty as the hustle. about the day. You don't know about the streets. Cause when you're in the Motor City, everything ain't pretty, but it's love though. Oh. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet. Yeah.